Now let us move to the next part of the shoot system, that is the flower. Flower is the colorful and attractive part of the plant. Different flowers have different color, different shape, different smell. So now let us study about the parts of flower. Main five parts are there. First one sepal, then petals, then stamen, next one pistil or carpel, and next one pedicel. Whenever you will observe a flower, you will find petals, sepals, stamen, pistil. So we will study about all the parts of a flower one by one. First one is sepals. This green color part of the flower which forms the outermost ring, this part is known as sepals. You can see here, this is a bud. This green part is known as sepals. And the function of sepal is to protect the bud before it blooms as a flower. So, sepal give protection to the bud. Now, next part is petals. Petals form the second ring which is bright color and even scented also. They are having different type of fragrance. This bright color petals attract the insect towards the flower. Now let us move to the next part, stamen. Students, this topmost part of the flower is representing the stamen, and this stamen is the male part of the flower, and it has a bag like structure. You can see here in the figure, this bag like structure is known as anther, and a long tube is coming in, and this long tube is known as filament. So stamen has two parts. First one is anther and second one is filament. We will study about this in more detail later on. Now next part is pistil, and it is also known as carpel, and this is the fourth ring. Third ring is stamen and fourth ring is pistil or carpel. So a pistil or carpel is the female part of the flower. You can see here this yellow color structures represent the pistil, and pistil is the female part of the flower. It has three main parts: stigma, style, and ovary. We will study about all these also one by one. So here you can see the figure of a pistil. Three main parts are there: stigma at the top, style in the middle, and ovary present at the bottom, or we can say at the base. So this is the structure of pistil. Now let us see the structure of stamen. This is the structure of stamen. It consists of two parts. At the top, a bag-like structure is there which is known as anther, and at the bottom, a tube-like structure is there which is known as filament. The function of anther is to produce male reproductive cells which is known as pollen grains, and the function of filament is to provide support to the anther. So we have studied about both the parts, anther and filament. Now let us move to the next part, pedicel. Pedicel is a small structure that attach one flower to the cluster of flowers. Pedicels help to support the flower and put the flower in its position. So we have studied the different parts of the flower. So this is a complete structure of parts of a flower. You can see here petals, sepal, then this is carpel. Carpel is the female reproductive part which consists of stigma, style and ovary. Stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower which consists of two parts, anther and filament. So this structure may come in exam, important from the examination point of view also. Now next thing is pollination. So before studying pollination, let us do a recap of stamen and carpel. Stamen is the male reproductive part and carpel is the female reproductive part. This anther produces pollen grains, and whenever pollen grains transfer from the anther to the stigma of the pistil, then this process of transferring pollen grains from anther to the stigma is known as pollination. Here you can see a structure is there which is known as ovary, and in ovary small ball like structures are present which are known as ovules. So this is the process of pollination. Now let us know the functions of a flower. First function is that flower is the reproductive organ of a plant. As you all know, from the flower fruits are produced, and from the fruits seeds are grown, and from the seeds a new baby plant can be grown. So flower is the reproductive organ of a plant from which a new baby plant can be grown. Flowering plants can be used for decorative purpose. You can see around you variety of flowers are present like jasmine, rose, which are used for decorative purpose. Next one is jasmine, keora, lavender. All these flowers are used for making perfumes and scents because of their very good fragrance. Cloves are used as a spice and it is used in medicine also. So, these are the functions of a flower.